Menopause doesn't have to mean losing your hair. If you understand your hormones and your options, from HRT to natural remedies, you can protect and even regrow your hair. Millions of women go through this, and most of them are never told the reason why. Your hormones, estrogen, progesterone, and DHT are like the behind-the-scenes directors of your hair growth cycle. When they fall out of balance, your follicles can feel it almost immediately. So in today's video, I'm going to break it all down in simple terms so you'll finally understand what's happening to your hair. And most importantly, we're going to look at your options, whether that's hormone replacement therapy or natural remedies, so you can make the best decision for your body. If you're new here, I'm Deepa, I'm studying trichology, and I've been through my own journey of losing and regrowing my own hair. I know how emotional and overwhelming it can be. That's why on this channel, I've been sharing science-backed strategies, practical routines, and the truth about what really works for your hair loss. So let's get straight into this video. Before we do, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So let's start with estrogen. Think of it like the bodyguard of your follicles. It's protecting it from early shedding, because what estrogen does is it lengthens the anagen or the growth phase of the hair growth cycle. And I have a ton of videos on my channel that are dedicated to understanding the hair growth cycle. So if you've heard your friends who've gone through pregnancy say that their hair was always like the thickest and the shiniest and healthiest it's ever been during their pregnancy, it's because of the elevated levels of estrogen. But when estrogen levels drop, as they do in perimenopause or menopause, as well as postmenopause, suddenly more hairs are leaving the growth phase and entering the resting and shedding phases. That's when you start noticing changes like your ponytail doesn't feel as thick, or you're pulling more hair out of your hairbrush. It's not your imagination, it's your hormones shifting. Okay, now let's move on to DHT. DHT is a byproduct of testosterone. And yes, testosterone is present in women too, just in smaller amounts than in men. DHT's role in hair loss is to shrink your follicles over time. So when estrogen was higher, it helped buffer that effect. But once estrogen drops, DHT has a little bit more wiggle room to do its job. That's when some women can start to notice thinning at their crown, like a widening part and thinning out of their temples, as well as an overall diffuse shedding, which will look very different from like patchy hair loss. And the thing is, you don't even need to have high levels of testosterone to feel this effect. Even normal levels can cause issues once estrogen is not there to balance things out. And then let's talk about progesterone. Progesterone doesn't get as much attention as the other two, but it definitely plays an important role. It has mild anti-androgen effects, meaning it can help reduce DHT's impact. But during perimenopause and menopause, progesterone also drops. So now you've lost the protection of estrogen and the balancing effect of progesterone as well, simultaneously. And DHT comes in and basically runs the show. And that entire process is the reason behind menopausal hair loss. So I'm curious if you have noticed these kind of changes in your own hair since your perimenopause or menopause has started. Was it shedding at your temples, widening part, or kind of like a diffuse all over shedding? Comment below and let us know, because everybody's experience is a little bit different. Okay, so now that you understand the hormonal picture, let's talk about solutions. Because here's the truth, knowing why your hair falls out is only half the battle. What you really want to know is what can you actually do about it. So first up, and this is probably one of the things that I get asked the most about, is HRT. And that's also known as hormone replacement therapy. This is probably one of the most direct ways to address your menopausal hair loss, including the rest of your menopausal symptoms. By replacing estrogen and progesterone, you're essentially giving your follicles that protection back. Okay, let's get into the pros of HRT. The pros are that many women notice a lot of benefits, not only with their hair loss, but improvements in skin, sleep, mood, and your bone health as well. HRT can help to slow down shedding and help your hair look more dense, and it also addresses the root cause of your hair loss, which is declining hormones. We can't talk about the pros without talking about the cons, and here are some of the cons of HRT. It might not be for everyone. Women with certain family or personal health histories, like breast cancer or clotting disorders, may not be candidates. It requires ongoing monitoring, so it's not like you'll start with your first dose and everything will be magical. It might take you time to get to that sweet spot, and results can vary. Some women see amazing improvements, others might see less impact on their hair. Now, with that said, there is research supporting HRT's role in improving hair cycles, but it's not a guaranteed fix. And remember, I'm not a doctor. Your doctor's the only one that can determine whether HRT is the right solution for you. So if you're curious about it, I definitely schedule an appointment with your doctor. and go in with all of the questions that you have. I myself am on HRT. I'm using both estrogen and progesterone, but my situation is a little bit different. If you've seen my POI story, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. But I have a condition called premature ovarian insufficiency, so I have to take hormones. Otherwise, my body does not produce nearly enough. You can check out that video if you want to. But everybody's journey is unique, and that's why it's so important to personalize it for you. And if you guys want me to talk more about HRT, let me know in the comments, because I know how all of it can seem so confusing. Okay, now let's talk about natural approaches. These don't always get as much attention, but they can be incredibly powerful. Okay, so you've heard me say this before, hair is made up of protein called keratin. So if your protein intake is too low, your body will prioritize your organs over your hair. That's just facts. That's why aiming for like 20 to 30 grams of protein at every meal can make such a difference in your hair. And a healthy scalp is the foundation. That means regular cleansing, daily scalp massages, using hair oils, derma stamping. I could go on, but I have a lot of information in the rest of my videos to help with that. But I just want to say this one thing, massage alone has been shown to increase hair thickness when practiced consistently, even just 2 to 3 minutes a day. Okay, let's talk about chronic stress and how it raises your cortisol. This ends up shortening the growth phase of the hair growth cycle. This is why you'll notice more hair shedding during a stressful time in your life. So just focusing on 5 minutes of deep breathing before you go to bed, writing out a gratitude list, it can be as simple as 3 things a day, or taking a quick walk outside can help suppress your stress hormone. Okay, let's talk about herbal support. And no, I'm not talking about those kinds of herbs. Certain herbs show promise. I'm talking like saw palmetto. That for one is a natural DHT blocker. Even rosemary oil has been compared to minoxidil in small studies. Now these aren't quick fixes, but when used consistently over time, they support your scalp environment and your hormonal balance. And here's the key. Natural remedies take time. We're talking months, not weeks. And that's just how the body works and how the hair growth cycle works. There are no immediate payoffs here, but the payoff is that your whole body is going to benefit, not just your scalp. And often when you implement these things, you'll notice that your energy, your mood, and your skin benefit too. I would love to know from you, if you had to choose, would you go more the medical route with things like HRT, or do you prefer more natural remedies? Let me know in the comments. So what's the bottom line? Should you go the medical route? Should you go the natural route? Truth is, there's no single right answer. Some women thrive on HRT, and others are more comfortable with natural remedies. And oftentimes, many women just land somewhere in the middle, where they're taking on both approaches. What matters the most, and what I'm trying to do here with my channel, is to help you understand what exactly is happening, why your hair is falling out, what's going on inside of your body that's causing this, so that you can feel empowered going forward and making the right decisions for yourself. Because everybody's health and lifestyle situation are different. So you have to choose what's best for you. So just remember that menopause hair loss, yes, it's real, but it doesn't mean that it has to be the end of your beautiful, thick, luscious hair story. Your follicles are still alive, and that's the most important thing. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys soon with another video. If you have any requests, please let me know in the comments.